I understand both the advice and the urge to self-isolate when it's time to heal, but I'd like to point out a couple of caveats that I think are really important to note. This comes from somebody who was both forced to isolate through the pandemic and also not able to isolate because I'm a homeowner, I'm a mother, I was doing a renovation, I'm part of a community of people that rely on me, and so full self isolation just wasn't possible. It had to be done while also connecting with others. So there's two counterpoints that I would like to make. One is I don't actually think it makes it any faster by completely isolating yourself from the people around you and the people who trigger you. I think ultimately what the point is of 1 to 2 years of recovery time is regulating your nervous system, is figuring out how to calm your nervous system in whatever way necessary. If isolation is possible, go for it. But for a lot of us, it's not. So, like for me, there was a good 3 to 6 months where I had like headphones on because I needed to take a lot of noise breaks because I just really needed to calm my nervous system down so that I could get at some sort of homeostasis and some sort of nervous system capacity so that I could come back out of this kind of hibernation hermit mode. The second thing that I want to point out is that one of the pitfalls of isolating that I see a lot of people succumb to is that they stay there. And furthermore, because they're staying there, because they are self-isolating and healing themselves in isolation, then they assume that the way that they healed themselves is infallible. And that is not true. Unfortunately, like I am somebody who also, when I healed myself, I was like, I got me what I think goes. And it was proven to me incorrect in a couple of ways. And I didn't have those as opportunities without having somebody else mirror that back to me, where I didn't realize that I was projecting what I thought was right onto somebody else, or that how I wanted to behave was the only way because that's what I had used, and not being able to have room or compassion to meld my life with somebody else and share my life with somebody else by finding compromise. A lot of what that I see happens is that people will self-isolate in a way that leaves them untriggered, unbothered, and then they stay there and they stagnate and they become lonely and then they become toxic. And so what you have to be careful of is that the healed version of you that was healed in isolation is a fragment of your healing process. All that main point is to regulate your nervous system in a way that keeps you stabilized so that you understand what homeostasis feels like inside of your own nervous system, so that you can self-soothe back into that when you're getting triggered externally. So like when you come in contact with somebody in a relationship, for example, and they get triggered and their trigger triggers you or something like that, that you're not behaving in a way that is my way or the highway, because that's not healthy and that's not something that builds connection. That isolates you further. Also, that puts you in this like ivory tower of nobody gets to access me unless they're coming correct. And people are flawed. Nobody's correct. You have to be able to have enough wiggle room in your nervous system to handle things that don't go your way. You can't be freaking out every time something doesn't go the way you want it to and be like, cut them off completely, we're done. No, like the idea is that you're learning how to set boundaries. You're learning how to advocate for yourself. You're learning to prioritize your own needs in addition to caring for others and keeping your heart open. That's the biggest thing, is a lot of times people, when they self-isolate, they build a barrier around themselves rather than fortifying within themselves. And I just wanted to put that out there as something that I just see gets missed a lot and causes a lot of people more harm because they've self isolated and then they've painted themselves into a corner of loneliness and rather than independence. Anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate it.